Welcome back to our Lucio Fulci Deep Dive series. Today's episode will be talking about Enigma. And oh my goodness, this is one of my favorites. I just love Lucio Fulci's love for the youth culture. He's so enamored with it. It's like a warm blanket, and it's like every corner they turn, they're head over heels in love with any scenario they find themselves in. In this situation, it's fashion for Kathy. Even though, in the long run, it's a setup. Oh my god, their faces. I could just eat it up like flan. It's so good. It's amazing. This is our power couple, Kim and Tom. Fun fact is there are a lot of Serbian actors working on this picture, as well as Italian actors. The score was by famed horror composer Carlo Maria Cordio. As well as Enigma, he's done scores for Zombie 5, Killing Birds, Witchery, Beyond Darkness, and Troll 2. Beyond Darkness and Witchery are part of the Casa series in Italy. So basically like the Italian Evil Dead. It's just a weird naming convention similar to the zombie naming convention in Italy. So she sprints off to her date, and it is 100% superficial. But she runs off to it. She's so excited. That's what's so sad about the whole thing. She pops off her shoes and runs right up to his car. So Tom and Kim and the rest of the kids at St. Mary's orchestrated this date, and it just goes downhill from here and turns really bad. So I don't need to say much about this. The big reveal is that they flash their lights at her and then they start chasing her down in the car. She's so embarrassed that she jumps out of the car, and they're just chasing her down in all of their cars. So turns into the rundown for a second. But yeah, she is super embarrassed and mortified, and actually gets hit by one of the cars and ends up in a coma. Full-on coma. She falls into the coma pretty early in the movie, pretty much immediately after the title card and credits. And this is the motif of the movie, as she is constantly checked on and shown throughout the movie in different stages of the coma, in different phases of consciousness throughout the movie. It's pretty neat. And she is sort of a possessor as well. There is a symbolic scene where her soul is leaving the hospital and going into another person, and it goes into right now the doctors are calling it code blue because her heart rate is completely flat. So the doctor comes in and fixes the situation. They inject her with something, and he does something with her breathing tube as well. I've seen this many times, and I've never figured out what exactly he's doing, but he fixes it, and she goes back to normal. Maybe whatever the nurse or PA injects her with assists in that, but he does something specific with her breathing tube as well. There's the injection right now. And out goes the soul, leaving the hospital. Soon to be entering our fantastic main character, Ava. And it takes quite a trip. It's a beautiful scene and form of symbolism that Fulci was going for here. I like how he does it in the beginning of the film and at the ending of the film. It's nice. There she is. She comes in tall and proud with her jean jacket, teased hair, and amazing personality, and crisp blue eyes. I just noticed after the 20th time I've seen this movie, there's a figure in the window when she looks in. That is insane. So the kids get set up in a sprawling mansion. Say yes to the dress. It is beautiful. And right off the bat, someone pulls out a ciggy. Unbelievable. And guess who it is? Let's see that again in an instant replay. Let's see that again in an instant replay. So who of all people is sneaking a cigarette? It appears to be Kathy, but actually it is Kim. Kim Gordon. What a name, huh? Gives me shaky shivers just saying it out loud. I love it. Kimlet Gordon. So anyway, they all get assigned to their rooms. And Eva gets bunked up with Jenny, Miss Clark. The headmaster's a bit of a tightwad, but she's cool. Eva makes Jenny aware that she's a crazy one, and she likes the guys. Starting with the fitness man, gym teacher. Scene. She is just all eyeballs and eyelashes to him. And butterflies. And he totally grabbed Kim's butt. So crazy. He said something like, "How could such a funny girl have such a fat butt?" And then grabs her butt. Like on the reel. And on the fishing reel. That is crazy. Oh yeah, and she pulls this, "I pulled my hamstring" card, like, oh my goodness, WTF, OMG, good lord. This is the part where she says, "I like doing crazy things." And I just love it. I keep saying Eva is a dynamo. I like doing crazy stuff. Instant replay. I like doing crazy stuff. 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 So Fred the goddamn juice head, muscle man, meat man, fuckface, Jonestown bro blower, dick beater, anti-feminist, meat pocket is giving Mary a very hard time and doesn't want her doing her job because he is waiting on his date. So he forces her out of the gym, and she leaves behind her bucket, so he has to take it away. What comes up next is a tasteful use of optical effects similar to the 80s trauma cheese fest Beyond Evil, but toned back quite a bit, but used in the eyeballs. I quite like that. Really cool. We see it again later in the film, but it's a lot less bright. Used more like contacts. But that one use of it is really awesome, really well done. Again, a lot like Beyond Evil. So this kill is really strange. It looks like they did a pane of glass in front of him and had him contort his face onto the glass and then had him smash through the glass and then come towards his character and just used a body double. Very cool though. It's the element of the film that makes this like a psychological thriller meets slasher. I mean, it's the only human kill in the movie, but still gives it that element, which I quite like, and keeps it thrilling. And, you know, every time a kill goes on, her heartbeat and pulse is elevated. Brain activity. The doctor is really into this case. It's really awesome. body double of Fred seemingly walks away to where we don't know. And just a quick heads up, the subs don't match the dubs, so don't count on your subtitles being reliable. They're just a little bit off on this release, just a little bit.
How did you know there was a lighter in that drawer? Everybody keeps a lighter in their pocket. Neither do I. Well, I do. Who's got his...
Cut to everybody yucking it up and smoking mad oat weeds in the mansion. 2 girls smoking a J downstairs, 2 girls smoking a J upstairs. It's a winning combination. You see, I wrote it that way, but I realized that all the girls are actually in the same room. It was just how this scene is edited that threw me off. But yes, everyone is technically downstairs, but everyone is smoking mad weed. Yeah, and I get hella blazed. Bum bum bum.
Garlic. She's a vampire. How does she eat garlic? We don't know anything about her. What about her father? I think about it every time like that. Another reason. What do you mean by words?
Well, Doctor, that's the way they go. These natural types never know when to stop. It was the same with the man who invented jogging. They do it, and there's the heart of it. It always happens when they least expect it. It all comes down to money.
So, since Fred the gym teacher passed away, we have an exciting cameo from the god himself, Lucio Fulci, as a detective. What capacity? I do not know. He's just a detective of sorts. He's looking very skinny in this era of his career, kind of like in Cat in the Brain. Not the rotund Fulci that we're used to in the early 80s and 70s. So pretty cool just to see him in the movie. I loved it. Then we see Miss Williams coming back to her bedroom. And there are snails all over her bed. Look out. And she accuses Miss Mary, the maid, putting snails and slugs in her bed. But then she brings the headmaster in there, and lo and behold, they appear. She's losing it. She can't believe it. She's looking all over for these things. One solitary snail on her Sylvester Stallone poster. Which frankly I had never noticed before. And now they're back, baby! Snails and slugs everywhere. Ain't no disappearing this time. She awakens in pure terror as they completely consume her, slowly covering her face little by little, getting in her mouth. The density becomes immense and it completely and totally seeing her. At the end, it's nothing but shells and cheese. Terrifying. I think that's a horrible way to die.
Aren't you going to change for dinner?
Yeah, sure. I'll be right back.
Eva is feeling very aloof right now.
It's crazy. It's almost as if she would pick up on what's happening. It's just not something.
You call it a coincidence. Two people died, and she has all his emotions simultaneously. She should be sensitive.
The doctors notice Kathy's breathing signs become more erratic around each murder.
It's just an abstract emotion. They have a creative imagination. Look at this girl.
Eva, who is severely controlled by Kathy, tries seducing the doctor, but this is later on. She instead starts by completely going off on Jennifer. She just starts hitting her with every item in her room. She just loses it. She completely fails to gain control of her surroundings and basically has a full-blown conniption fit, and doesn't know what to do with herself. Her body is still controlled by Kathy, but she's taking it out on Jennifer. They call the doctor to have him come over. He stops by for a visit. Eva starts to seduce the doctor. She quickly falls in love with him due to Kathy's influence. Kathy, being quite fond of him due to his care, influences Eva's opinion on the doctor, and so she pretty much instantly is drawn to the doctor, and she seduces him. He barely does any treatment at all, and she is pretty much immediately better.
Hi.
The doctor falls for Eva too. He's not even aware of Kathy's influence, but he falls for her nonetheless. Eva is quite fetching after all. And she's got a brilliant personality. Coming.
Listen, Grace wants to know. It must be allowed for some place. I don't think so. You were only wearing one robe, didn't you? No, I had both of them on when I went to the bath. I remember you going upstairs and I thought how cute it would be in the weird.
Eva has a plan to take Grace to the museum after hours. A little break-in session. She's nervous. As she should be.
Eva! 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 No! Where are you?
She finds herself next to a painting which bleeds on her, quite literally, and it is intense and scary and terrifying. She screams, but Eva is long gone, and there is no help, and no rapport, and no remorse. All of a sudden, everything returns to normal, like a wound being healed by Neosporin and a Band-Aid. She wanders through the museum further, and she becomes scared yet again. Yet again. Yet again. Yet again. Yet again. Until she calls for Eva. Grace finds herself lost in the museum, with no direction and no support. Eva has disappeared, quite literally, into thin air.
Ray? Come on, Ray. Come on, Ray.
At first we think it's a specter calling her, but better yet, it's a statue.
Ray, I'm here.
She meets the final boss, a muscle-bound statue. Kathy alerts, waking up from her coma, but no one is around to see it, except for a nurse. But her eyes close yet again. Grace gets choked out to death by the statue. A horrible way to die.
An outfit equipped with 110 pounds for a 7-ton statue of dollars. That's what all up to.
Is it possible that Kathy caused this to happen?
Rob, look,
Yes, it is.
this isn't the first time it's happened before. And there's a chance she may recover. Adele.
Look at the brain activity. It's off the charts.
Well, you gotta go in.
Did you get not really?
Eva and Richard hook up right in front of Jenny, which is very distasteful, but they just can't help themselves. They go right at it. It's the thing to do in this movie. Excuse me, Eva, not Eva. Eva and Richard hooked up in front of Jenny. You know, the funniest part is there's like a total twist of fate that happens like not even 30 minutes after this scene, so get ready for it. You're gonna love it. And Kathy is just miles of smiles, girl. Miles of smiles. So there is a wild ass sex scene between Richard and Eva. Oh my god, it is so Fulci, it is crazy. It's got gels, it's got zooms, it's got POV shots, it's crazy. It's got biting, scratching, butt shots, boob shots. I'm gonna have to censor it for the vid, but oh my goodness, she just destroys Richard's body. And it's just so funny because the point of view of her coming at him is just like, ow, ow, like a little tiger kitten coming at its prey, and it's just so funny. Eva is very clearly seasoned in taking out bites of flesh, or she is channeling Kathy's ability to do so. But it's just a dream. Richard wakes up and he is fully dressed, no boner or anything. He is just a normal guy in all white. His chest is not bleeding and he is perfectly fine. So, oh my god, what a crazy dream that was a wild as sex scene. Whew! Good lordy. So sadly, the tables have turned. Eva is no longer at St. Mary's College, and headmaster had to send her to a psych ward. So, doctor went for her checkup for nothing. So headmaster apologizes and just says that she had no choice. We cut to Eva writing a letter to Richard, which cuts to Richard dating Jenny now. Bum bum bum. That was the big twist. That was the big phenomena. And you know how it goes. He was supposed to save himself for her. He did not. He went to greener pastures, which is Janae. You know how it is. And they are holding hands like nobody's business, man. He is very into her. The doctor starts dating Jenny, which completely threw me for a loop. It's craziness. Eva got taken away from the school by the headmaster due to her mood swings and auspicious behavior. But then Eva loses her mind and breaks out of the psych ward. She's on a mission. She's written Richard 2 letters so far, and he has not responded. So I think she has figured out that he is dating someone else. I don't know if she knows that it's Jenny yet, but I don't know. Miss Mary is about to wig out, as they say. The eyes. This is the effect. Transferring from earlier in the movie, I believe they just did it with contacts, but they could have enhanced it with a little digital as well. But yeah, the Auburn contacts. There's Grace, or not Grace. There's Kim and Tom. The original ringleaders of Kathy's date that caused the accident. I think what's going down is Eva is about to flip Kim out. And Jenny is just showing Richard how to be a proper lady with a trundle bed. And she's smoking a ciggy. Very strangely, I must say. And then they break the bed. Okay, so Kim is about to get her mind blown. Boom! Noggin with the top lopped off. She runs to another room. Noggin with the top lopped off. At every turn that's gonna happen. Noggin top. And what else? Guten Tag, noggin top. Again. And again. There is no reprieve for Kimmy. Miss Kim Gordon, everybody. Let me tell you, the dummy they used for Kimmy falling through the window was first rate. Let's see that again. Boom. Perfect. goes Tom's head. Let me tell you, the dummy they used for Kim falling out the window was first rate. Oh my god. Just saying. But snap back to reality with what's going on here. Jenny is trying to get to the hospital, I believe. She's going to St. Mary's first, I think. Jenny is looking for Kathy and makes her way through the hospital, searching for the intensive care unit. Jenny continues through the hospital, finding intensive care, but for some reason doesn't go in and searches for an elevator. She arrives on the second floor in what appears to be a morgue. A quite frightful morgue at that. It's hard to express the emotion she's feeling because it's a mix of fright, terror, confusion, because she cannot get out. Different patterns are appearing on the walls. The door is locked from the inside out, and Eva is stuck in the corner waiting for her. She accuses her of taking Richard from her. Eva and Jenny have a face-off in the morgue in full possession mode. Eva being the full-on possession modey. And Jenny just looks at that doorknob and prays that it will open. But of course it does not. Who's hotter, hot take, Eva or Jenny? Jenny is like apple pie, Eva is like a shot of apple cider vinegar. And when Eva sees Jenny, she lets that accent fly, and I love it. I can't even describe what accent it is. It's like transcontinental, like the accent the actors used back in the, like from the 10s to the 60s, to where they could sound like British and American mixed together. Very odd. I think she's Serbian. There's a lot of Serbians on this crew. Anyway, this face-off, trace-off is going pretty well. But she's talking about ripping off her eyeballs and stuff. And Richard is about to intervene, thank God. But we'll see what happens with that. So Eva just suddenly stops and falls to the ground. We cut to Kathy's room. Mother Mary has unhooked her blood supply, her medicine, and all of that, and is now dead. Kathy is now dead. And that is why Eva is dead on the floor. She runs her hands over her eyes, closing them, and gives her a solemn look of love and affection. But the pain is over for Kathy. Then we pan out from the hospital room to an overhead view of the building, symbolizing her soul exiting the hospital and Eva and flying off towards the heavens. I really enjoyed this film. You've got Fulci flexing his paranormal, supernatural chops, like through possessions. And through the snails disappearing and reappearing, and then the statue coming to life before killing Grace with a coup de grace, and his slasher chops like the deaths of the teacher, or the death of the teacher, rather. His nudity is so hot and very strong in this one, but it's passionate and effective. had no idea it was a dream sequence when I saw it. It was done so well. I've seen this Fulci many times, and it will always remain one of my favorites. I give it a strong 8 out of 10, or an A- on the grading scale. I want to say a big thank you to the master, Lucio Fulci, for creating this piece. It's a wonderful piece of cinema, and just for being a wonderful creative influence on me and everyone involved in our creative team. Thank you, Fulci. And if you're seeing this and you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. And if you're already a channel member, thank you for your support. Thanks for watching Haunted Household. We will see you next time. Thank you and goodbye. Peace.